all, and today we are going to see the next topic of unit number 3 will be TD CDMA. So one more topic will be left over in the unit number 3 will be TD CDMA. We will look after in the next class. So this TD CDMA will referred as HCR TDD. So already know the meaning of TDD is nothing but the time division duplexing mode. So the full form of HCR is nothing but high chip rate TDD. As well as this TD CDMA can also called as UMTS TDD, that is Universal Mobile Telecommunication System Time Division Duplexing Mode CDMA. So this TD CDMA, it is a part of IMT 2000, that is IMT stands for International Mobile Telecommunication, and their updated version number will be 2000. So this TD CDMA, it is a compliant air interference specification, and this TD CDMA is mainly used for the packet data services. So the TD CDMA, they will be interfaced with GSM or UMTS core network. So it can be applicable for GSM network or UMTS core network. So in this TDMA, we are using the most important name will be the RAN. So already you have studied the topic RAN in the previous slide. So I once again recollect the point of RAN. So the RAN is nothing but it is a radio access network, and it is a important, know that it is an important part of mobile telecommunication system. So what is the main function of this RAN? They will implementing the radio access technology. So this radio access network, they will be placed between the devices such as mobile phone, computer, or any types of electronic component. So most important function of this RAN, that is radio access network, they will providing the connection within the particular network. So this TD CDMA RAN, they will use a combination of three basic multiple access schemes such as FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. So already know the full form of FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. So this time division duplexing access method with TD CDMA, they are designed to support asymmetric traffic such as IP. So what is the meaning of asymmetric traffic? Nothing but they are using the multiple routes for incoming as well as the outgoing network. When we are going for symmetric now, they are using the single route, and the single route we are going for the incoming data or outgoing data. But when you are going for asymmetric traffic, nothing but they are using multiple routes for incoming process as well as the outgoing process. So this TD CDMA, they will use unpaired spectrum, and this unpaired spectrum will enable them to be more efficient comparing with the WCDMA network, that is wireless CDMA network, when particularly on the IP traffic. So what is the meaning of unpaired spectrum thing? But they are using single band, and this single band will be used for both downlink operation as well as the uplink operation. Suppose instead I am going for unpaired spectrum, I am going for paired spectrum thing, but they are using two same band. One band will be using for uplink and one band will be using for downlink. When you are comparing with the paired spectrum, the unpaired spectrum consisting of only one band, and this band will be used for both downlink process as well as the uplink process. So what is the main function or main advantages of this unpaired spectrum is nothing but they will providing more efficient spectrum comparing with the WCDMA network. So this TD it's nothing but a air interface. They will consisting of 15 time slot. You know the time slot is mainly used for the assigning the timing interval, or based upon the time slot we can assigning the resource for the network. So this TDD air interface, they consisting of 15 time slots, and this time slots can be assigned by the operator for both uplink or downlink. So in this 15 time slots, 12 time slots are allocated for traffic process, that is nothing but the data operation process, and 3 for signaling with subscriber unit. So this 12 time slots can be used for transmission as well as reception of the data, and 3 for mainly used for the signaling process between the base station or the UE, nothing but the user equipment. So this time slot is assigned, they will carry the traffic, and also they will use 16 unique spreading codes, one for each other. That means suppose I am going to using 12 time slots now. Each time slots consisting of 16 unique spreading codes. So in the next slide we look after about the spreading codes. So this TD-CDM system, they can assign different modulation as well as coding schemes for the each time slots. So the basic condition for this time slots or this modulation or this coding scheme to maximize the throughput for the each subscriber. So this TD-CDMA, the chip rate will be 3.84 MCPS. Suppose in the next video we are going to see the TD-SCDMA. For SCDMA they are using 1.28 MCPS. So comparing with SCDMA, this TD-CDMA has a higher chip rate. So only in the first slide we look after nothing but the HCR. So what is the full form of MCPS? Nothing but mega chip per second. So this highlighted word is not referred in your textbook. If you want, you can write. So what is the meaning of this mega chip per second? Now they will measure the speed with the encoding elements called chips. So the spreading techniques using in this mega chips or generated chips is nothing but direct sequence spread spectrum. And this TD-CDM system, they will offer a peak speed of 7 megabit per second with a single carrier and 16 megabit per second with two. Suppose you are using double carrier now, the speeding rate will be, that is the speed of the particular system will be 16 megabit per second. Suppose you are using only one single carrier, means the speeding rate will be 7 megabit per second. So the data rate using for this corresponding TD-CDMA will be 2 megabit per second. By using the channel. So in this case, so the previous line we are seeing that based upon the carrier, if the carrier value will be increasable, automatically speed value will be increasable. But this data rate will be based upon the channel usage. Suppose for about 120 channels, the data rate for this TD-CDMA will be 2 megabit per second. So similarly, I have explained this point in the mega chip per second, the same technique, that is this TD-CDMA, they will applicable for direct sequence spread spectrum, and the modulation scheme using for this TD-CDMA will be quadrature phase shift key modulation. And this is TD-CDMA system architecture. In your textbook they are not giving any types of reference line, so just make a note. So this is the communication. So these are the communication tower which can be using for both uplink and downlink, and this will be, so we are using two node B stations, that is TD node B stations, and this will be the TDD RNC. So already know the meaning of RNC, that radio network controller. So which will be looked after in the corresponding condition, that is to be in the previous topic of U-turns. We see that this RNC. So what is the main function of RNC? So this RNC, they are responsible for controlling this two node B station that are connected to the communication tower. So without helping of RNC, this node B station cannot be operated. So to operate in this node B station, we are going to using this radio network controller. So along with this, we are going for the term SGSN, that is nothing but serving general packet radio service support node. They are using the GPRS technique, as well as this SGSN they will be connecting along with the gateway. The gateway is also nothing but the router. So this router they will be accessing the services like nothing but the internet along with the private data network. So this will be the internet and this will be the private data network. So one more very important point, and this topic is not in your textbook. I will take this topic collected from the reference book. So next we are going to see the generic TD-CDMA architecture in detail. So this TD-CDMA network architecture is somewhat similar to the International Mobile Telecommunication 2000 network. So this TD CDMA structure, the most important term will be RAN, that is nothing but the radio access network. So in this case, this RAN interface is a primary difference where comparing with IMT 2000. So this RAN interface has a core network, and this will be based upon the version number of release 99 is a version number of IMT 2000. So IMT 2000 is a mobile telecommunication unit. They handle more number of levels, and they will releasing their version in year by year. So this RAN interface will somewhat same to the core network, which will be released in the year of release 99, as well as model number of release number 4 and release number 5. If you want, you can write a second point, otherwise simply writing the first point and you go for the diagram. So the figure shows that the TD CDMA network will be interfacing with SDSN. So for the interfacing we are going, so I will show in the diagram. For interfacing this SDSN we are going for the TD-RNC. We are going for TD-RNC, we are connecting two node B station. To controlling the node B station we are going for TD-RNC, and this TD-RNC will be connecting along with SDSN. So this SDSN, by enabling this SDSN, they will providing the data solution offering for GSM or GPRS or Edge. Edge is nothing but enhanced data rates for global evolution. That is, Edge is nothing but it is the version between 2G and 3G. That is, when you are going for 2G mobile, there will be the 2.5 Edge. So Edge is nothing but a version between 2G as well as the 3G evaluation. So Edge stands for enhanced data rate for global solution, and this SDSN, they will providing data solution for this type of technique only on WCDMA network or even on TD SCDMA system, which we will look after in the next video. So next we are going for the topic radio network. So this TD CDMA, they will support both circuit switch as well as the packet switch services, and it is primarily designed to support asymmetric characteristics of IP data. So already we have studied, we have noticed this asymmetric nothing but multiple routes which can be using for both incoming as well as outgoing information. Symmetrics are nothing but they are using single route, and in this single route they are going to handle the incoming data as well as the outgoing data. So next we are going to see this TD CDMA, they will enable broadband to the edge of the network. So from this point we are going to justify this TD CDMA, they will be coming in the category of broadband wireless services. So this TD CDMA, they will use TDD and uplink and downlink traffic, and this downlink and uplink traffic, they will share same physical radio channel, not a different radio channel. So the radio channel which will be using for the uplink, the same physical radio channel is also using for the downlink. So the timing slots which is used by this physical radio channel will be 15. So in each time slot, so it will be applicable for 16 separate code, and this 16 separate code will be orthogonal to each other during the transmission. Suppose if any one of the code will not be orthogonal, that corresponding codes will be neglected from the radio channel. So to operate or to transmit any types of information, radio channel should having 15 time slots, and each 15 time slot consisting of 16 separate code, and this 16 separate code should be in orthogonal. So here each user can allocate individual codes or group of codes for the higher data throughput, and the uplink and downlink channel allocation can be done by the system or a operator. So it can be either automatic nothing but the system, or manual something but the operator. Here the minimum of one uplink and one downlink need to be allocated. So suppose I am allocating only uplink and I will negligible downlink, now the process will not be started. To start the process, the first important point, we are going to using 15 time slots, and in this 15 time slots, each time slot consisting of 16 separate codes, and this 16 separate codes should be in orthogonal to each other. One more important point, to start the operation, either uplink or either not both uplink or downlink should be needed for allocating these types of resources. And so to support the packet as well as circuit switch services, this TD CDMA they will use both shared channel as well as a dedicated. Shared channel is nothing but the channel which is used for sharing process, and dedicated nothing but the channel which can be using for limited number of functions. So let's we are going to see this TD CDMA. They will share channels in both direction, and they will enable it more efficient with bursty traffic. What's the meaning of bursty? Now the continuous transfer of data without interruption from one devices to the another devices. So what is the meaning of bursty traffic? Is a thing but the bandwidth with users above the committed information. Actually, for example, I am fixing the information rate will be 1 kbps now. Suppose the bandwidth will be exceed from 1 kbps to 2 kbps, that is nothing but the bursty traffic. So next we are going for the topic RAN, that is radio access network. Here the TD CDMA they will require 5 MHz of radio bandwidth to operate single channel. Similarly, this TD CDMA they can operate all IMT 2000 frequency band. So this TD CDMA can be applicable for both IMT as well as the U-turn surfaces. And the channel structures for this TD CDMA they use a TDMA, FDMA as well as the CDMA. So they will applicable for TDMA technique, applicable for FDMA technique, and applicable for CDMA technique. So that this TD CDMA they will use the same chip rate, modulation and the bandwidth that are used by the WCDMA. So in the I didn't know the meaning of modulation, I didn't know the meaning of bandwidth. What is the meaning of chip rate mean? It is a number of pulse per second or chip per second at which the code is transmitted or received. Suppose you want now you can write in the examination or otherwise no need. Chip rate nothing but number of pulse per second or chip per second where the code is transmitted or received. So this is a TD CDMA channel structures. So this portion will be the code channel, and this portion will be the time slot, and consisting of 4 field, that's data field 1, mid amble, data field 2 and GP. There is no explanation needed for this, just draw the diagram alone. And TD CDMA channel structure. So this is the heart of TD CDMA radio access. So each radio carrier is divided into 15 time slots. So same point, and this 15 time slots containing 16 separate unique code. So here this TD CDMA support both packet data as well as the corresponding circuit switched voices. So when this corresponding CDMA system supporting circuit switch traffic, they allocate symmetric uplink and downlink channel. So for packet data there is no explanation. So to operating the circuit switch operation, this TD CDMA they should allocate both symmetric uplink and downlink. For packet data they are applicable for the asymmetric information. So this TD CDMA they were using 3 types of codes like spreading codes, scrambling codes and channelization code. So what's the meaning of scrambling code now? That is a specific bit sequence which is used for scrambling is called as scrambling code. That is what is the meaning? So I say the meaning. Suppose I am using the scrambling code between the node B station as well as user equipment means by using the scrambling code, the node B station they can separate the signals coming simultaneously from the user equipment. Similarly, the user equipment they can separate the signals coming simultaneously from the node B station. So by using this scrambling code, each network or each component they can separate the signal which is coming out continuously from other devices. That is the meaning of scrambling code. And next is nothing but the channelization code. It is nothing but it's a maximum separation of signal from each other devices. So in this scrambling code we are going for the continuous, suppose a continuous signal will be transmitted now, we can separate by using this scrambling code. Channel code is nothing but maximum separation of signals. Spreading code is nothing but it's one type of noise like pseudo random code. So let's say going for the topic spreading code. It is an essential element in TD CDMA network. there are total 16 spreading codes, and this spreading code should be in orthogonal to each other. Suppose any one type of code is not orthogonal now, we cannot go for the operation. So in TDD, the power control in TD-CDMA done through the closed loop for the downlink and open loop for the uplink. So what is the meaning of closed loop? Already you have seen the power control in CDMA network, that is the outer loop, and the power control can be basically classified into two types. I know that outer loop and inner loop. So this inner loop can be classified into subdivision. One will be the corresponding terms of closed loop and open loop. That is, inner loop can be classified into closed loop and open loop. So what is the meaning of closed loop now? The mobile measure a signal on the forward link, and based upon the measurement it will adjust the power. That is nothing but the closed loop. That means the mobile unit, first they will measure the signals on the forward link. Forward link is nothing but a signal which is given from the earth towards the satellite, and based upon the signal they will adjusting the power. That is nothing but the closed loop. What is the meaning of open loop? Nothing but the transmission structure will measure the channel interference, that is channel disturbance. So based upon the channel interference they will adjust the transmission power. That is nothing but the open loop. So next we are going for the term handover. So for TD CDMA system, the parameter needed in the cell selection monitoring, that is to monitoring the cell coverage area or cell selection area, we are going for the four different terms. One will be SIR. SIR stands for signal to interference ratio. It also similar to signal to noise ratio. So what is the actually in textbook they are not giving the full form of SIR, path loss, interference power, received power level and BC gauge. Just if you want you can write or simply write handover. For this handover is a parameter needed for the cell selection monitoring procedure, and they will including this four term. So SIR nothing but they will estimate, and they are used in several control action, and for the basic idea of this SIR they will allocating the radio resource. So based upon the SIR they will allocating radio resource to the network. And next we are going for the term path loss. So path loss nothing but reduction in the power density of the radio waves. So what is the meaning of interference power? Is nothing but the power of other interfering signal is called as interference power. The power of other interfering or disturbance signal is called as interference power. So next we are going for the term received power level and BC gauge. So this BC gauge will be looked after in the neutron channel. So BC gauge stands for broadcast channel. Actually this broadcast channel is a downlink channel. They are used to broadcast the system as well as cell specific information. So our main aim is nothing but to look after or to monitoring the cell selection area. So for this we are going for the channel called as BC gauge, stands for broadcast channel. So based upon this parameter, first we are going to using two action, nothing but the UE, that is mobile equipment action, as well as the second one will be the RNS. So this UE they will measure the serving radio connection downlink performance, as well as candidate nothing but the user cell received signal strength and the quality. So these three types of parameters will be calculated by the mobile or user equipment. First will be they will measuring the downlink performance, second they will measuring the signal strength, and third they will measuring the quality. Similarly the RNS, that is the RNS is nothing but already you see the RNS nothing, so we look after in the Utron first slide, nothing but radio network subsystem. So they will consisting of different set of radio network subsystem, nothing like node B station as well as the RNC, that is radio network control. That is nothing but the RNS. So same RNS is also using in this TD-CDMA. So what is the main function of this RNS means they will measuring the uplink performance as well as the position informations of the user equipment, in which position, in which location the particular mobile phone will be situated. So this type of activity will be measured by using this RNS. So based upon this measurement they will define the threshold value. Suppose the threshold value will be higher or lower, they will make a decision. So that is called as handover decision. So from this handover decision, they will be understand whether going for soft handover or hard handover. So last portion of this corresponding topic will be implementation. So we are going to using two types of CAD, that is new spectrum as well as the overlay. New spectrum nothing but you are going for the new design. The overlay nothing but in the old design you are going to implementing your project, that is nothing but the overlay structure. So in specific methodology for implementing TD CDMA, we are going for two elements, nothing but new spectrum and overlay. So in this our implementations, they will be relating to the services as well as the coverage area of the services as well as the spectrum. So while designing the overlay structure or while designing the new spectrum structure, we are going to make a strong decisions on these three activities. First, we are going to concentrating on the what type of services, either packet switch services or we are going for the circuit switch services, as well as the coverage area of the particular services. Either the bandwidth will be okay, either the frequency level will be okay, either the distance between the base station as well as the mobile equipment position will be okay. So these type of activities will be clearly defined before starting our implementation. And third one, the spectrum, that what to be used. So the above figure, they will show the simple network configuration which can be using for the GSM along with the TD CDMA system. So this is the technique we are going to use. So these are the different types of user equipment, different types of communication towers, and this will be the TD CDMA base station. So these are the different types of base station, and this will be radio network controller. This is nothing but the core network, and this will be nothing but the BSC. So what is the meaning of BSC? So already you see this BSC in the CDMA network. That is nothing but the one second, wait for a minute. Base station controller, shortly explained as BSC, which will be looked up in the CDMA. That is the sixth slide. If you want, you can write in the note and you can visualize the previous videos. That's in CDMA. We are seeing it's a important part of the radio network component, and this is the seventh one, that is base station controller, BSC. So up to this we finish the TD CDMA. So the last important topic of TD CDMA. So up to from this we can conclude our unit number 3. Thank you.